Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to the Sopapilla channel, where I like to experiment sewing my own wardrobe and learning how to make sewing patterns. Today's video, I'm going to choose 4 sewing patterns out of my entire collection. So if you're interested in finding out which ones I chose, stick around. It'll be fun going through these sewing patterns and selecting 4 for my spring collection. I say that as if I'm a fashion designer. I'm not really a fashion designer. Just something for the spring, and I would like to wear something new and something girly. We'll have to see what I come up with. So the past year I've made plenty of tops that I can wear to work. I've made many PJ bottoms and boxer shorts. If you haven't seen those, I'll go ahead and link them in the description below. But I'm thinking for spring, I want to, maybe spring and summer, I'll go ahead and add some cute dresses to my wardrobe. I just have a couple that I do wear right now, but I would like to extend my style just a little bit and add some more to my collection. And I've been going through my commercial sewing patterns that I've had for many years, and some of them I haven't used yet or experimented with yet. But I thought it would be a great time to do that here in the spring. I have a New Look, I have Simplicity, McCall's, and many more. But I'm going to go ahead and go through my sewing patterns to see what catches my eye. It may not be exactly what I'm looking for, but I can also tweak the style or the design a little bit. So that way I can make exactly what I want or what I'm envisioning. At the time I bought these sewing patterns, see, here's the deal. When I bought these sewing patterns many years ago, I was slightly, I was a lot smaller back then. So the sizes at the time I purchased these sewing patterns may be off some. So I'm going to have to try to grade the sewing patterns. And I've mentioned in a few of my videos in the past that I am trying to teach myself how to grade sewing pattern. This is all new to me, and I have been practicing quite a bit, but I'm not quite there yet. But I think what I'm going to do for the 4 dresses and sewing patterns that I choose, I am finding that I'm going to have to do some grading with some of them. I'll have to get just a little bit creative. So we'll have to see, but I'm going to keep going through my sewing patterns and see what catches my eye. I saw this Butterick sewing pattern here. It's a junior petite, but that's okay. It says size 11 with a bust, 34 bust, and I'm just a little bit bigger than that. I can adjust that. That's no problem. But look at this. It's a vintage Butterick sewing pattern. And back then it was sold for 70 cents. That's so neat. It's the Butterick 4901. And it looks as though it could possibly be for maybe a maternity style. But you know, back then the style was so different. It can go either way, whether you're pregnant or not. I really want to make it, but I don't think I'm going to make it for one of my spring pattern designs. I think I will make this in maybe for a fall or something this year. But I'm just going to keep going through these sewing patterns. If you see any sewing patterns in this selection that I'm going through right now and you're kind of curious what it looks like after it's been sewn, hit me up in the comments below and let me know which one you would like to see. But I haven't decided. It's really hard to choose. I'm going to go ahead and finish up going through all of my sewing patterns, and I'm going to select the 4 that I chose, and I'll be right back to share that with you. Okay, I'm back with my 4 sewing pattern selections that I'm going to choose for my spring sewing pattern haul, and I'm excited to share them with you. They're in no particular order of favorites. Okay, yes, I'm lying. The last sewing pattern is my absolute favorite that I'm excited to sew. But the other three, I'm on the fence on which one is my next favorite to sew. Anyways, let me go ahead and start off with the New Look 6282. I really think this dress is really cute. I've made this dress before out of some really beautiful fabric, and I wish I can show you, but I no longer fit in it. So a surprise. And that's not a surprise because it was so long ago. And I'm going to make either style A or style B, the long version. And I haven't decided which of the straps that I'd like to sew, whether I want the single skinny straps or the full thicker straps. I'd like to see how this dress comes out if I use my drop cloth fabric that I love using so much. And we'll see. And I think I'm going to need about 2 7/8 to about 3 1/4 yards of fabric. So next up is a Simplicity 1356, and I'm sure that you've seen this around too. So this sewing pattern is reversible and it has a tie front, and it's really cute because underneath you can add some flair to this design. You can make it a two-tone dress, or you can put a cute print underneath and a solid fabric on the outside to have like a peekaboo print if you choose. Yeah, so this pattern I'm going to be making a size 10 or 12 because there is a bit of ease in this sewing pattern, and I don't want it to be too oversized. I want it to be snug and fit well, but not too overly loose or baggy. So I'll have to decide on that too and play around with the sizes a little bit. And next up, I have the Simplicity 6155, and I love this sewing pattern. This sewing pattern is a vintage sewing pattern from 1973. And I think it's so darling. I just love the vintage collars back during that time, and I love the flowy skirt part of this dress and the sleeves. So since it's the spring, I'll be sewing dress number 2. And I have this cute fabric that I picked up from Lyrical Fabrics that I haven't sewn anything with, so I possibly might be choosing that fabric. And so yeah, I'm really excited about trying this dress and to see how it turns out. And if you are too, again, stick around and keep an eye out for that video. And my absolute favorite of the 4 that I chose is the Simplicity 8341, and this again is 1963. I think I'm wrong. Let me check real quick. Oh, okay, so I'm sorry, it's 1969, and it's so unique and it's so gorgeous. I absolutely love it, and I'm not sure which fabric I'm going to use. Here in a little bit, I'll toss around some fabric ideas of the fabric that I've had that I either haven't used yet or I still have on hand that is enough yardage for the sewing projects that I'm going to be sewing. So we'll just have to kind of, make a plan and play around with the ideas a little bit. There's only one size that came with this pattern, and it's a 12 petite, and that's fine. I think the sizes back then seem to be a little bit smaller than what they are today, so I'm going to have to play around with the bust area, possibly in the waist hip area. But I won't know until I jump in and look at take the patterns out, open them up, and see where we are with them. but I'm very, very, very excited to sew this sewing pattern. It's really hard to see here in the center. This dress here is what I'm going to make. The dress in the front has seams, and it has like a belt embedded into the seams, and I love how elegant the buttons look all the way up to the neckline. And look at the neckline. I think that's really neat. It's a high neckline, and a lot of you might not like the high necklines like that, but I do. I love the neckline. They're really classy to me, and you can really change the look of this dress on how you wear your hair and what type of jewelry you wear. So I'm the most excited to sew this sewing pattern, just to see how it comes out. And so if you're just as excited as I am about all of these sewing patterns and you're curious to see how they come out, you'll have to just keep coming back to my channel and keep a lookout. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started on these pretty quickly, and I just wanted to share them with you before I get started. Okay, so give me a few minutes and I'll gather up the fabric that I may be using for these 4 sewing patterns. So I'll be right back. This spring I've decided to use some of the fabrics that I still have, that I haven't used up or have plenty more of. So here are some of the fabrics that I would like to use. That way I can use them up before I buy new fabrics. The sewing projects that I did have planned for these fabrics originally, I will have plenty of fabric left over to continue to finish those projects off. But for my spring selections for these 4 sewing patterns, I think that these fabric choices might do well, but I may change my mind. I do that quite often, but I think that I'm pretty close to selecting the fabrics that I want to choose for these 4 sewing patterns. If you're interested in where I bought these fabrics, if you want some more detailed information, I will have them in the other videos that I've made, and I will link those videos below. And you can find these either in my fall fabric haul or my winter fabric haul. So for the new look sewing pattern, I did mention I would be experimenting with the painter's draw cloth with this dress. And I'm just going to have to play around with it. I'm not quite sure. It's not set in stone yet which fabrics I'm going to use with the sewing patterns that I chose. I'm excited to finally use up the fabrics that I've been holding on to and haven't done anything with. I have a new grandbaby that has been welcomed into our family, and we are so excited to spend precious moments and time together. And recently, while my daughter was delivering my new granddaughter, I'm her Mimi, my 4-year-old granddaughter was able to come stay with me for a week while the baby and mommy were bonding. She got her first taste of sewing and she had such a blast. And I started her off on a Singer battery operated sewing machine, and that's the same sewing machine that I started my 15-year-old granddaughter off of. And our new baby, she too will get some sewing lessons from Mimi. She will own her own sewing machine when she's of age. So I'm so excited to have 3 beautiful little girls in our beautiful family, so I can teach them how to sew like my grandmother taught me how to sew. So it really touches my heart, and I'm so excited and can't wait for them to get a little bit older so we can make some cute outfits to wear for the holidays. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do so. And if you have subscribed to my channel, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm always thankful for your loyalty, and I appreciate you so much. I post videos every Sunday. I do my very best to post videos every Sunday. Sometimes life gets in the way, but I hope you understand. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here, and I will see you next week. I'll see you then. Bye.